Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with my friend Brian Wampler at his headquarters, as one of his headquarters.
One of them.
This is the first time I've had you on my channel.
I know.
One of the ideas that I had kind of briefly discussed to you is the idea of pivoting within the whole music world, which is something that I think you've done.
A bit, yeah.
You kind of started out as a guitar player? Professional?
I started out, playing guitar, and then I was playing on Broadway in Nashville for a little while. This has been, 2002, 2001, somewhere like that. But I would build pedals for myself.
So as a hobby?
As a hobby.
Right.
And other people were like, that sounds cool, man. How much did you sell it for? And so I would sell stuff like that and modify pedals. And so that's like kind of, it started as a side income, because at the time I was like doing remodeling and stuff like that. And trying to make it as a musician.
Right. So would you say, when did you decide to say, hey, let me focus more on the pedals and less on gigging?
As I noticed that more people were asking me about the pedals I was doing rather than if I would come back and play with them.
Oh, okay.
I started saying that, all right, well, obviously my bigger talent is not in the performing, it's in the actual, devices. So it wasn't really like a conscious, like, aha, so that's what I'm going to do now. It was more like, well, people seem to like this, so I guess I'll just do more of this and put more things on eBay and get in, talk to more people on forums at that time.
You kind of slowly made your way into it.
Build my MySpace page up,
I remember that. I think I still have one. When did you fully come to terms with, like, I am a professional pedal
the weird thing
builder?
Is, I actually thought, because I was doing multiple things. So I was building pedals. I was putting out books about like how to modify pedals, how to build pedals, that sort of thing. I was very involved in that world, and so I was kind of I came to a crossroads really with time. Like I can't do it all. I've got to focus in one direction.
Right. And
it was kind of a toss up. Like, do I like continue with the DIY stuff, developing, build your own pedal things and really go down that road, or do I just build my own stuff and try to sell it? And it was really kind of a toss-up, and I just like flipped a coin. Like, I guess I'll just build pedals.
It's that easy?
I was really just like I'll just try to build pedals.
Yeah. Well, it's been pretty successful.
Yeah, it's been okay.
Look at all of this.
We've got a few pedals that we build now.
I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So another thing that I wouldn't say you've pivoted to, but you've added on to your side is the whole YouTube thing and the whole social media thing. So how did that come about from being a pedal builder and then starting to put a camera in front of your face?
Right. So I'm probably a little bit more weird than a lot of people that have pedal companies, in that I like the creative side much more than the analytical side. As far as, like, for example, I'm not this is all done here because I realize that I suck at managing people to build pedals. I suck at building a bunch of pedals at once, all at one after another.
Yeah.
I get bored really easy doing that. Tried managing people to do that. I suck at that as well. But what I like to do is create the circuits. I like to talk to end users, so the people that actually buy the pedals.
Right.
And the content stuff is really done because I thought it was fun.
So
and it does help me reach more people.
Yeah. So when you started doing YouTube, you kind of did it to have, like, you didn't have any preconception. Like, I want to.
At the time that my first video was like a walkthrough of, here's a tube screamer circuit. Here's basically what's happening. Like, it was a layman-esque way of describing a circuit, which at that time, I don't think anybody was doing that on YouTube. Yeah. Like, we're talking like the early days of YouTube. And I did that. Then I did a few just, have some sort of camcorder in the room and talking about different, like I was developing a circuit and talking about like my thought process as I was developing the circuit. So there's a few things like that. And I tried a bunch of different things over the years. So we have a podcast. We used to film that podcast, and some people liked it, but it just didn't seem to get that much traction, filming 3 sweaty dudes on a couch. So I stopped filming that. We still do the podcast, we just don't film it. But to me, I guess I'm always looking to see, a video, like whenever I put a certain type of video out, do people like that style, or do they, tend to click away off of it quickly, or
Right.
is there a bunch of negative comments about people talking about my balding forehead, or, what's going on? So I guess that's kind of how I approach it. Is at the end of the day, I'm trying to give people something of value,
Right.
whether it's entertainment or whether it's information or pedals.
So within your YouTube career, have you found exactly what your niche is, or what exactly the exact type of videos you're planning out, or do you kind of just come up with them?
It seems like I think I got it all figured out, and then I changed my mind.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
Or it seems like the market, being a generic way of saying the YouTube category for musicians changes. I mean, it's especially with like gear. I mean, I know you do a lot of gear demos. We've done gear demos in the past, and we have a lot of people that do them for us as well. And it seems like the traditional demonstrate a pedal video is radically changed. I mean,
Yeah.
It used to be huge. Like when people would put a video out of a standard distortion circuit, it would get thousands and thousands of views. And now even pick anyone big name, and what used to get thousands of views, it seems like now it just kind of gets trickles of views. So it seems like people are kind of bored. I guess my point is there's not the YouTuber as much as people getting bored of watching someone turn knobs.
Right.
So
Do you think it's the pedal industry also that's putting out a lot of overdrive
so many
pedals, a lot of
pedals.
distortion pedals that are similar? And
I think that's part of it. Yeah. There's so many new pedals that are coming out. I mean, if you decided, generically, if someone decided they were just going to review pedals every day, you'd have an endless supply of videos to make.
Yeah.
But then again, you'd also be demonstrating 365 distortion pedals a year.
Yeah.
And try figuring out a way to make those pedals different from each other.
Right.
I don't see it. I mean, it's got to be exhausting.
So if you're a YouTube viewer yourself,
Yep.
what do you like to see in a gear demo video or a gear review video? What are you looking for in particular as a consumer?
As a consumer?
Yeah.
Okay. As a consumer, I actually don't watch them at all. They bore the hell out of me. They really do. I mean, watching someone turn knobs and... honestly, what I'm looking for is very short.
Yeah.
Here's the gain channel, 45 seconds.
Right.
And that's like, if I want to listen to someone play something like that sounds great, then I'll watch a video of here's me playing this lick and me breaking it down.
Right.
So I guess as a viewer, that's how I approach it. But I'm really, and it's weird. Like I'm not my own customer.
Yeah.
Meaning that instead of buying pedals, I just decide to build them.
Yeah.
So I do buy some pedals these days, but for the most part, when I want something, I just build it for myself.
I feel when I demo pedals, I feel like I'm wasting people's time by twiddling the knobs too much, even though I tend to, because sometimes people want to hear it. But at the same time, I like to just showcase how the pedal sounds good, like the sweet spots of it. So for me to turn up like the bass and play a bunch of stuff, it's like you're never going to use that setting.
Right.
So I kind of treat my demos the way I would want to see a demo, as far as like just show me the meat and potatoes and get on with it.
What I think would be cool, and I think, are you familiar with knobs?
Yes.
Okay. So, and not copying him, because people are already copying everything
Sure.
he does. So I wouldn't say that, but I like the idea of telling a story while at the same time getting the sound of a pedal.
Showcasing the
So how a person does that, I don't know. But I think it would be cool to take, let's say, to give it like a full tone OCD, three knob distortion, and somehow turn that into something that's entertaining, not just in the sounds, but
something visually,
maybe visually stimulating. I don't know, and I don't know how. That's
yeah.
You're asking the wrong person for that.
I don't know either. Have you ever thought about just doing YouTube full time, being full on YouTuber, selling your name to the or whatever, getting your hand out of the pedal business and just like 100% pivoting into
if I did
something
that,
else?
The way my brain is constructed, I always have like 14 different things I'm working on. It's ridiculous, which is probably why I suck so bad at managing people. I can't focus on one thing. So I can't manage myself, let alone anyone else. So I mean, like I love creating YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I love editing.
You're good at it.
I love. Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, you're good at it.
I like the whole process of it. It just feels like writing a song.
Yeah, it's
in a different way.
Another way to be creative.
Yeah. So I like that whole thing. If I was going to do it for a living, I think, and this is just like I've been thinking about this. Like, what if I start another channel that's has nothing to do with guitar?
Yeah.
You know, something totally different, but just
A cooking channel,
and create something, you know, along those lines, just because it's fun to do.
Yeah.
You know, so I've thought about that, but
I could totally see you, Chef Brian's how to cook an egg 5 ways or something.
5 ways to scramble eggs.
I would watch that. So you're saying there is an option to just totally pivot to a different industry altogether.
Oh, we love that. Yeah. Just put the pedal business on autopilot.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be great.
And just be like
for about 6 months, and then I'd get bored of that.
Yeah.
And then I'd go back to building pedals.
You and I are very similar. I have dreams of being living in a van and being a travel vlogger.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Without the vlogging. Just traveling. Just traveling. And living
around.
In a van. Yeah.
I would love that. I would love to just live in a cabin in the middle of the woods with like no electricity and just live off the land.
Do you watch those Alaska shows?
Oh, I love this stuff.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm a wimp, so I couldn't
I
do
would
that. I would never
do that, but I could totally see myself.
That's a big ass bear coming to eat me. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I can't start a fire without a spark.
Yeah.
Who sang that? Is that Bruce Springsteen?
Bruce.
It's Dancing in the Dark.
Dancing in the Dark. Yeah. Okay. I have a question for you regarding this. So, as far as pivoting, you brought up a good point. I've been noticing a trend where people who they're recording music, maybe releasing singles on Spotify or whatever, maybe an album. But at the same time, they're also basically teaching people that maybe they'll release a course on 5 ways to play the pentatonic or whatever. Yeah. So like and then that kind of becomes their business, and how they monetize being a musician for a living is these courses or Patreon or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm kind of like in that category myself, just coming from being a professional musician and then now getting into these different avenues, whether it's creating a course that I'm going to sell or having a Patreon, doing the YouTube videos, doing gear demos. And I found that I've pivoted multiple ways just to kind of stay afloat in the industry. Not even stay afloat, but kind of to satisfy my wants as like what I desire as I'm getting older, you know, and you find something else that you're interested in that makes you happy.
Right.
And I think has everything that you've pivoted to, I keep on saying pivot. Everything that you pivoted to, is that because you were looking for something that will make you happy at that particular time, or you got bored of the old thing, and so you're...
I think, if I kind of go in the weeds a bit, there seems, I saw a video on this the other day, there's like 4 different types of entrepreneur types. So one of them is like someone that has a cause, you know, maybe they're completely trying to eradicate some sort of, you know, cancer or something like that. You know, they go all in on trying to raise money for that. Then there's another type that's probably more like me and you, which is, this is what I'm passionate about, and then so I'm going to try to create a business around this passion. And and like each one of these different styles. Another one is just like there's money to be made in selling gravel, so therefore I'm going to sell gravel, even though I could care less about gravel.
Right.
So like there's other types, but each one like has these. Each type of entrepreneur has these kind of dark sides. Like for me and you, it's how do I avoid getting burned out when I go 110% in on it?
Yeah.
You know, and so that's. At least that's what I always end up fighting. I go so far in that I start getting burned out.
And then you start not enjoing what you're doing.
And you start, and that's
thinking, when you kind of like see, oh, what's over here?
Right.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. So I give up on this YouTube thing. Thank you so much, Brian, for talking with me.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me.
All right, guys, thanks again for watching. If you like this video, share it with your friends and family. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.